I've been building computers for a long time, like a long time, and I've never seen the market anywhere close to how it is right now, especially when it comes to getting GPUs. More people are switching to PC gaming and more people are content creators, and both of those things require powerful graphics. Unfortunately, whether you want to blame the chip shortage or crypto miners, getting a GPU is practically impossible right now. Now, right now, I'm running a RTX 2080, and that's not a bad graphics card by any stretch of the imagination. But with the new 3000 series, I kind of wanted an upgrade. Now, I was in no rush. I'm definitely not paying scalper prices on eBay, and if you want to go the retail route, there's only two notable places you can go. One being Micro Center, but the Micro Center near me is an hour away, and you have to drive and be there in person just to enter the raffle, and you don't even know what days the raffles are on. So don't really want to do that. The second option, and what I think is the best option, is the Newegg Shuffle. Now, they do it pretty much every weekday from 10 a.m. Central to noon. You can enter that, and hopefully they select you, and then you can buy it at retail. I'm actually about to turn 30 years old in a couple of days. I messaged my friend and said, oh, maybe for my 30th birthday, I'll win a 3000 series card in the Newegg Shuffle, ha 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 ha. And that day, I actually won the Newegg Shuffle for an RTX 3080 Ti, which is the card I wanted. So, what card did I get? Ooh, this is the Gigabyte Aorus Extreme RTX 3080 Ti, and it is a custom water-cooled one because I actually have a custom water-cooled loop. So I was hoping to get one that already had a block built onto it, and I did. So let's open this up and I will show you what it comes with. When you open it up, you are greeted with Aorus manual and stuff. And the first thing you'll notice is probably that you get a little bird soldier eagle thing. I guess that's the Aorus logo. It's some kind of eagle, but they give you a little figurine. That's pretty cool. For what you're paying for this. This better be like gold plated, but you can watch. You get a sticker if you want to show off your Aorus swag. Thermal paste for some reason. And the graphics card. Oof, this is heavy. Yeah. Wow, this looks freaking nice. Oh my God, that's really reflective. Okay, wow, this thing is heavy. First impressions, it looks really good. It has a custom backplate on it, so it'll look a lot better in my case than my current RTX 2080. So obviously there's ports on both sides, depending on how you want to orient your graphics card in your case. But yeah, that's it. There's not really much else. Now, the unfortunate part is for most Newegg Shuffles, they come in combos. So you can sometimes get just a graphics card, but mine came with a matching Aorus Z590 Pro AX motherboard. Now, I have no use for this because I'm running a 9900K and that is not compatible with this. So I guess this is my birthday present. And how much did I have to pay for my birthday present? $2,126. Why am I even celebrating this? Oh well, it's here now. YOLO. Now we have to install it. So I'm gonna take it outside and we are going to drain this loop and install this new GPU. Okay. Welcome to the ugly part of having a custom water-cooled system. Upgrading parts is not easy, and you have to flush the loop and redo it every 6 or so months. I've done mine in probably a year, so it's about due. So that's what we're gonna do. And the first thing I have to do is actually get to the valve, which is kinda back here underneath near the power supply. You can kinda see it right there. I do have this tube that I'm gonna plug this end into the valve, open it up, and we should be able to drain. Let's do it. I undo the power supply and pull it back a little bit just to give me a little bit more space, which helps. And you gotta magician your hand in here. Come on. So if you're thinking about doing a custom water-cooled system, make sure you put your drain port somewhere that's easily accessible. We're in. One thing you're gonna wanna do is open this fill port valve that's going to allow air to come inside, so it'll actually drain. If there's no air holes, physics, it won't drain very well. All right. All right, when I open this valve, we should start draining. Okay. Here we go. Yum. Now we get to do the tilting game. Okay, there's still lots of water in here. All right, so a lot of times you can blow on these and try to blow all the water out. So that's what I'm gonna try to do here. Whew. Okay, most of the water's out. We can take the GPU out and replace it. All right, so this part shouldn't be too bad. Just gonna do this. One, because there's some water left in there, which is okay, as long as we don't get on the GPU. All right, let's take the GPU out now. Okay. And we're gonna need these fittings too. Okay, old GPU. Now, put the new guy in. They don't provide a hex freaking screw for these things. Come on, man. So boom, 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 and boom. And we'll just put the same fittings that we were using before back in. Make things easy. I'm sure you guys want to see the peels. We can do this one after. What are ones that we don't have access to? Let's just wait on the peels. If I slot this guy in like a glove, sag isn't too bad actually. So I'll just pipe this guy back in. Bada bing, bada boom. This guy goes back on somewhere. Oh, here. Okay. And then these can be hooked back up, which we don't really need to do now. I'm not gonna do that before we actually test the system. So now we get to fill and test the loop. For filling up your loop, if you want to do it by the book, you're going to want to fill it up using probably distilled water and run it to test for leaks and to just let it run through for a while. But I'm pretty sure there's going to be no leaks, and I'm using distilled water as my main liquid anyway. Some people use, pre-mixed fluids from, EK or Alpha Cool or whatever, but regular old distilled water should be fine. Okay, let's close our valve so the water just doesn't flow through. Okay, our valve is closed. So you're gonna need a power supply. You can use the one in your system, but it's best practice to not do that, because what that's gonna do is it's gonna provide power to all your components, and if there is a leak, obviously water and electronics don't mix. So what a lot of people do is they get a separate power supply and get one of these jumpers that you can turn on just the pump from the power supply and leave everything else disconnected. So that's what we're gonna do. But first, let's get some water in here. Oh my gosh, this is gonna take forever. Okay, so I put this little guy on. Now when I plug it in, our pump should start running. Okay. There we go. Turn it off, more water. Okay, this is a pain. Just gonna pour it in. All right, pump more. Looks like we're almost there. All right, we are cruising. So we can see water's obviously flowing. We've got a lot of bubbles here. Yeah, we're gonna need to let it run to get rid of those. No leaks, no water dripping. I'm gonna let it run for a little bit and make sure we're good to go. All right, we're back and we're done. Success. So I let it run for a little while, made sure there were no leaks, and there weren't. One thing to note is that I did put some of this in there. This is some like cooling fluid protection little compound. It's got some stuff in it that helps to prevent corrosion and stuff building up inside your loop. That came with some of the soft tubing I ordered, but If you're going to go with just distilled water, I recommend getting something like that to mix with it, just so you don't have any issues in the future. But as you can see, we are running no issues whatsoever. So what I did was, before I changed it out, I did a couple of benchmarks and stuff just so that I would have kind of a comparison versus the new 3080 Ti, and let's talk about it. So the RTX 2080, the entire system idling was at 135 watts, and surprisingly, when going to the 3080 Ti, we went down to 128 watts. So that's kind of surprising. I know the 3080 Ti overall is a much more powerful card and uses a lot more power, but to see it slightly lower at idle is impressive. Now let's move on to gaming. So when gaming, it's a completely different story. When gaming on the RTX 2080, the entire system was using 335 watts, with 215 watts of that going directly to the GPU. But now with the 3080 Ti, it's much higher. The entire system as a whole was using 423 watts, with 335 of those going directly to the GPU. So the 3080 Ti is using 335 watts by itself while gaming. Fortunately though, the temperatures were nearly identical between the two GPUs. While gaming, we got a max of around 70 degrees, which is well within the threshold that you want to see. Okay, benchmarks in gaming. So I did want to run TimeSpy just to give me a consistent static baseline to compare between the two GPUs. And for the RTX 2080, we got an overall score of 10,343 with a graphics score of 10,280, which is respectable. But after upgrading to the 3080 Ti, our overall score went up to 17,449. And our graphics score nearly doubled to 19,615. I knew the 3080 Ti was a more powerful card, obviously, but I really didn't expect to see double the graphics score in TimeSpy. Okay, benchmarks, power usage, temperatures out of the way. Let's talk about the gaming benchmarks. So I only ran 3 games. These are the main 3 games I play, with the exception of League of Legends, because these graphics cards don't matter for League of Legends. You're going to get, a billion FPS either way. So, and for each game, I ran it at 4K max settings and at 1080p max settings. So I'm going to throw some charts up and you can take a look at the results. So overall, I'm happy with those results. I mean, look at Borderlands. At 4K, we more than doubled our FPS. Now this is most likely due to the 3080 Ti having 12 gigabytes of VRAM, while the RTX 2080 only has 8. So it is beneficial for me, considering I have a 4K monitor. I don't really do much gaming at 4K unless I'm playing an RPG, because I'd rather bump it down to 1440p and get a higher FPS. Okay, conclusion time. Am I happy with everything considered? Yes and no. Yes, I'm happy with the graphics card. I mean, it's a beast. It performed way better than I expected. But no, because, man, dropping over $2,000 on a graphics card, I mean, it came with a motherboard, but still. I mean, I remember buying my GTX 580 back in the day, and I think it launched at $400 or $500, and thinking $500 for a GPU, that's nuts. Fast forward to 2021 and people are consistently dropping over $1,500 on not even the top of the line GPUs. There's something better than an RTX 3080 Ti, and that's the 3090, which goes for well over $2,000 on its own. So no, I mean, that sucks. It sucks for a lot of people, whether you're just getting into building PCs or if you've been around for a long time like me. Either way, that's a lot of money. And as somebody who even owns crypto, I am hoping for some major change, whether that's be going from proof of work to proof of stake, or just banning mining in general. I don't know how to solve it, but it just sucks for everybody, especially the PC gaming community. So yeah, I have a good GPU, but no, I had to pay a lot. There's no real major point to the video. I hope you learned a little bit about custom water cooling and got to see a comparison between a 3080 Ti and a 2080 if you're in my situation where you're looking to upgrade. I'd recommend it if you have a 4K monitor. If you're still sitting at 1080p or even 1440p, I'd probably hold out to the 4000 series GPUs, but it's your money. You can do what you want. Go ahead and buy it if you want. But that's it. Drop a like below if you liked it. Subscribe if you want to see more content like this. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one.